Are you listening?
So Ubisoft just revealed Star Wars Outlaws, and it looks awesome. But it also looks like the most Ubisoft video game that I have ever seen. Like, in watching the trailer, there's definitely shades of Watch Dogs with environmental control. There's shades of Assassin's Creed with the stealth mechanics, and the shooting mechanics definitely feel very Division-y. And over the last week, I have literally watched everything and read anything that I can about this game. So for today's show, we are going to break down all the key takeaways, talk about the stuff that I absolutely love, as well as break down the voicemails that you all left for us over the weekend to talk about this game. So first and foremost, let's talk about the game's story. Star Wars Outlaws will follow Kay, Vess, and Nyx, who are scoundrels, which typically is a bad word. But in the Star Wars universe, I mean, scoundrel puts you in some pretty high company these days. After a heist goes wrong, Kay and Nyx become the galaxy's most wanted, and they must navigate criminal syndicates, ruthless villains, and of course, the Empire to pull off the greatest heist the Outer Rim has ever seen. And seeing that we are on the heels of what I consider one of the greatest Star Wars video games of all time with Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Outlaws definitely has a very high bar set for it. Like, I hope this time next year we are talking about Star Wars Outlaws in the sense of like,
Star Wars Jedi Survivor walked, so Star Wars Outlaws couldn't run.
And I think the most important thing that we need to talk about with this game is just how massive in size Star Wars Outlaws will be. Like, Ubisoft has used the word open world to describe this game, and while I don't think we're going to see a No Man's Sky or Starfield level of exploration in Star Wars Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws will still feature distinct planets, bustling cities, cantinas, and of course we got space combat, kind of creating the perfect concoction of a once-in-a-lifetime Star Wars experience that we have never seen in the gaming Star Wars universe. And the size of this game gets me very excited. Like, this is the Outer Rim. I mean, we have thousands of planets to explore, so we're gonna get a bunch of new experiences, new species, new stories, new games, and of course, new villains. Now, another big takeaway for me during this reveal was that Star Wars Outlaws will indeed feature a reputation system. And granted, Ubisoft really didn't touch on this too much, but during the gameplay reveal, as Kay was traveling through the villages, you can see a small icon for a reputation system appear on the side of the screen, and my assumption is that the more you piss off the local tribes, your experience will probably become much more violent. And I mean, how can you not be excited by an idea like that? Your decisions and actions will impact a Star Wars story. Obviously, you can play this game as a good guy and trying to appease all the tribes, but you also have the opportunity of going full Sith and just making everyone an enemy, and that just sounds like a fun experience. And on the topic of fun, I mean, we gotta talk about space combat. The Outlaw reveal also showed our first look at space combat, and from what we see, this is where you get the blend of No Man's Sky and Star Wars. We see the player getting the opportunity to navigate the ship through the lower atmosphere, and then you move to outer space where you get ambushed by TIE fighters or pirates. And I had to do some research on this one because I couldn't remember a Ubisoft game that had dogfighting combat in it, and there are quite a few. And to Ubisoft's credit, I mean, they definitely have experience with this, but it's definitely been a while. I mean, you got a couple Tom Clancy games, Blazing Angels, and some old school PC games, but from what I could tell, the last dog-fighting combat game that Ubisoft published was Tom Clancy's Hawks 2, but that was back in 2010. So again, that brings another narrative into this overarching story that kind of intrigues me. What has Ubisoft learned in those 12 years that they're going to be like, hey, yeah, that was a dogfighting game in 2010. Here's what a dogfighting game in 2024 looks like. You gotta wonder, like, are we gonna get the opportunity to fly our ships through canyons or mountains as we're being pursued by TIE fighters? And hey, kudos if I can actually, like, evade the enemy and one of them crash into the side of the mountain, because at this point, that feels like the most quintessential Star Wars experience in any video game right now. Now, another key point that we need to talk about here is it doesn't seem like there's any lightsabers. I mean, from the gameplay reveal, we got to see Kay's primary weapon, a blaster, and of course, a couple thermal detonators. The blaster will obviously be able to switch from lethal to stun, and we also got to see Kay pick up a assault rifle. So I gotta assume we're gonna have quite the arsenal of weapons in this game, but something about a Star Wars game with no lightsabers just seems different. Like, I know this is a world that has light speed travel, laser swords, and wizards that can move stuff with their mind, but blasters definitely gives this game like a grounded feel in the sense that this is the everyday man Star Wars story. Like, I'm not gonna be able to pull out my laser sword and destroy half the galaxy. No, I'm gonna have to use stealth, I'm gonna have to use cunning, I'm gonna have to use my environment to actually complete this game, and that sounds fun. And since we're on the topic of it, I mean, I gotta wonder, like, what was the last Star Wars game we had that just had blasters? Like, Shadows of the Empire? Dash Rendar had a blaster. I don't think he had a lightsaber in that game, but since then, maybe Battlefront 2 if you consider this story mode? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But I, for one, based off the trailer, the gameplay, everything that they showcased over the last weeks, this looks like an instant classic. I mean, the open world exploration, the ongoing reputation system, the addition of space combat, and of course the grounded combat with blasters. It makes me really feel like this game, Star Wars Outlaws, is going to not only raise the bar for future Star Wars games, but stand on its own. But of course, I'm extremely biased when it comes to this. I mean, you could slap a Star Wars sticker on Tetris and I'm gonna be like, Game of the Year, which is why I asked you guys to leave us some voicemails on the NERF Gaming voicemail to let me know what you guys are thinking about the game. So the first one we actually got was from Ben. So Ben, the floor is yours.
What up, Brian from
What's up,
NERF
Ben?
Gaming News for Gamers. It's your boy Ben. This is my 7th time recording this.
Seventh time. Wow. You know what they say. 7th time is definitely the charm.
Because I keep messing it up. The game seems very fun.
Yep.
But what I'm worried about is that the trailer looks fun, but every major game could just make a fun-looking trailer, and then the game is either boring or doesn't work.
Very true.
So we're going to stay positive. If it does work and there are no problems or faults, I'm going to say it's going to be a very fun game. It looks amazing at the open world, finally, and like if it's a truly open world Star Wars game, get me in the basket. We go shopping for this, and we're going to play this cool game. All right, let's go.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And I think that's a great sentiment, right? Like, we've seen so many games that have, like, these trailers look awesome, this game, I can't wait to play it, but then the game shows up and you're just like, what is this? So, I hope we don't deal with that with Outlaws, but I also hope that with No Man's Sky, and look where we landed, but, here we go. Next up, we got Landon Hill.
I look forward to playing your game a year after it's released when it's not a buggy mess. Thank you.
Short and simple. Thank you, Landon. Kind of echoing the sentiments of Ben there. Like, I'm going to hold off on a year, let you get the bugs out of the way and play the games. And I think that's an interesting trend in gaming. Like, you got the day one buyers, the pre-order people who are going to play this game no matter what. But then you got that second wave that are like, dude, we're going to wait till you get all the updates and all the patches, and then we're going to jump in. And then you got that third wave that's like, oh, the game's on Game Pass, let me check it out. So I definitely think that there's a valid point to what Landon's saying there, and appreciate you leaving a voicemail, bud. All right, and moving on to the next voicemail, we got a voicemail from Boss Builds MC, so the floor is yours.
Hey man, just wanted to call you real quick about the Star Wars Outlaws trailer. There was some cool things in it. It looks like it might be fun with space battles and all of that, if that's what we get to do.
Hell
Interested in definitely seeing the actual gameplay trailer, but of course, true Disney fashion, there has to be a cute little creature that they can sell merchandise from. So anyway.
Hey. Nothing wrong with a cute, fuzzy little creature. All right? BB-8, cute, fuzzy creature. Bought it. R2-D2, cute. Bought it. Grogu, cute. Bought it. Princess Leia, whoo, cute to the 10th degree. All right, and our final voicemail comes from Robbie Rice, so please.
Hey, Nerf Daddy, what's going on, man?
What's up?
I actually just want to talk to you real quick about the Star Wars Outlaws trailer that just released. I think it looks incredible. I'm excited to see storyline from the point of view of an outlaw in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
You know, something that doesn't have to revolve around the Jedi or the Sith to tell the story.
Hell yeah, right? For so long, we get these guys who are like invincible. They got laser swords, they can chop down droids, they can shoot back blasters, they can move things with their minds. Give me that everyday man Star Wars story. Give me Rick the technician, Dusty the plumber. Give me Bryant, the guy who talks about gaming news in his garage during the middle of summer, sweating his balls off, talking about Star Wars. Give me that story. Give me the American dream of the Star Wars story, and I'm all in. Let's hear the rest of this voicemail.
Also think that the little sidekick is super adorable.
Very
little
adorable.
furry axolotl dog. But at the same time, is this the Disney Star Wars? You know what I'm saying? Where it has to be something cute and adorable that's alongside the main character. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think. I think it looks fun. I'm excited to play it.
The Disneyfication of Star Wars. That's a perfect way to put it. Do I think the cute, adorable character is a Disneyfication? Maybe. But does that mean I hate it? Nope. Yeah, I guess I'm just a sucker. I'm a sucker for marketing. Again, Star Wars Tetris Game of the Year. You give me cute, adorable Disney Star Wars characters that I can buy at Galaxy's Edge, I'm going to love it. But anyway, that's all of our voicemails for this week. Thank you guys so much for sending them in. In the future, if you want to send your voicemails in, we got the link in the description down below. And of course, follow us on social media. We'll post the topics we're looking for. Or if there's a story that's interesting to you or something that's making you angry, put a voicemail in. We listen to them. We might talk about it on the show. Until next time, my name is Bryant. This has been NERF Gaming News. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.